Shalom Israel. Real quick video. Getting right into it. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, my salutation to the brothers, teaching the word for the hopeful elect, and, all the sincere Akim, across the world that's returning back to the Most High with a contrite spirit, blessings. Men, women, and children, we're in time of the end. And this is Mike Tyson on fighting, the old school rappers, Mace and Cameron, Harlem, New York. They got a podcast now. And they had Mike Tyson as a guest. So the caption is Mike Tyson on fighting Jake Paul being a global icon, influence, and his love for hip hop. I always incorporate a little bit music in my video because, that's one of the things I grew up on. But Most High is, once you into the truth, you see things in the music, hear things in the music, of your favorite rappers, and I'm pretty old school. Like, once I have my favorite fighter, it could be just for the rest of my life. Like Mike Tyson, favorite rapper, favorite, singer, even though they come after, they hit different, special things that they do to catch my attention and that I'm intrigued by, but, I kind of keep it simple. So a lot of politics play into sports now, into music now. So sometimes you just like, yeah, every now and then somebody come along and, raise some eyebrows, for me, personally. And I'd be like, oh shit, But he's after Muhammad Ali, he's one of the greatest fighters in my eyes. So, and anyway, he's going to talk about. They asking him about this one guy, and that's talking about America's the greatest country,
Video of your man, the Black Nazi. Let's pull it up.
Oh, I love this guy.
Let's
Lieutenant Governor
Mark Robertson.
of North Carolina. America is still the greatest nation on earth. And I don't care what these communists say. I don't care what these socialists say. I don't care what these blue-haired freaks.
And then ain't nothing but Edomites in the crowd look like. They want to make America great again. America is a fabric, of their belief to live out the dream that they always had since the 50s, since, which is the height of their, the prime and height of their basically lifestyle, lifestyles of rich and famous, so to speak, or when they finally got a grip of, of life to where they, completely, I would say, separate themselves, because about the integration thing with the Negroes and all that. I don't know when it actually happened. Let me see. Let me see. Time of integration, racial integration. It's around the same time, 1954. So, that kind of put, they kind of like, a lot of them was frustrated, saddened by that, especially when the truth came out. It was more so. But a lot of that was kind of kept under and kept back, as they promoted these two religions, was Christianity and Muslim, instead of it. But anyway,
with a tackle box in their face at the college campus. This is the greatest nation on earth, and it's all because of God. He's the one that made it possible.
And that's true. God did make America great. That's true. Because God is in control of everything. But they don't know, they don't specify what God they're talking about. Yahweh made America great. Bashem Yahushai made America great. And it's all for a reason, all for sake of prophecy. This won't be
So
long.
we give him thanks first and foremost.
We need to let this nigga. We need to put this nigga like the pig on the in his mouth and fricassee his black ass.
Yo, disclaimer, this is all joking, everyone.
Hey, yo, that's Mace disclaimer, basically.
Did you know Cameron called him a black Hitler? And they say it's all jokes and all that, but not really. And, you know, you got, you know, on every side of a race, you got people that'll vote for Trump and people that'll vote for this bitch Kamala Harris. You know, they'll fall for anything. Just this whole American system is messed up, Slovakia. But, you know, and these are people that live as politicians, congressmen that grew up in that field, grew up shooting for those goals to become a White House figure or some Congress part of a cabinet. And, you know, that's how their mind state is. And it's almost like he's a preacher slash, you know, congressman, whatever. I don't know even his, you know, I don't really even know his background. But in any case, I'm going to read what is prophesied for America. Revelation 18 and 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen. That's America. Is fallen and become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every clean, unclean, and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. This political stuff, this philosophical stuff, the philosophies, the education, the religion that get people drunk. That, like, this still is a pinnacle of, you know, of pride that when people come over here, they feel much better, like they've advanced in life, that they made great changes coming here, you know. And it says, and merchants of the earth are waxed rich through her abundance, through the abundance of her delicacies. The merchants, you know. Where do you get the word merchant? It's the same thing as merchandise. So they have imports and exports, you know, even with this economic concern when the port strike happened. Now it's, you know, so to speak, back to normal. It's got, you know, put us on the side, whatever. But, you know, that's a concern with America. When it comes to finance and any kind of military threat, of course, because that works hand in hand with them, military might and economics, you know, money, riches. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you may not be partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. So our exercising of righteousness in this place, you know, as an opposition to America and a threat, really, we're waiting on deliverance to be called up, to be exempt from judgment that's coming to this place, which is, you know, brewing now with World War III and even Jacob's trouble. It says, reward her even. It says, for her sins have reached into heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Yeah, because she's extremely, set her heart on, the want of being like the Most High, even, going into space and all that. Even, the scientific methods of trying to tap into the spirit world to actually, find some factors that they could actually destroy God Himself, the Most High Himself. And that's impossible. And it'll never happen. And it's impossible to destroy His Son and His work and the prophecies. They're going to play out. It says in the scripture, His word don't return void. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. Yeah, she's going to get that cup, which destruction, and then, all of her children going back, even within Esau, he's going to get put into slavery and serve double. Portion double of that cup. Like that cup, represent affliction, slavery, hard bondage, pain, And it tells you a little bit about that when Yahushua took up his cup. It was to be afflicted, to be chastised by men, to be, held, upon the cross. It says how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. And through the swelling words of these, these mediums that have, what would you call them, servants, they're speaking on behalf of America to try to fuel, the pride so they could, paint this picture of how great America is. And it's just like, you can have a champion boxer or a bully champion boxer, whatever, and he'll be a champion until somebody knock his ass out. They act like it's not possible for America to go down. And we're not terrorists. This is in the Bible. If you don't believe Babylon is America, you got to do your research about Babylon, even the old Babylon, as a replicate figure of this Babylon, and it'll match up, man. It'll match up even with the New World Order. That's somewhat, their form of the old Babylon, with all coming together, and being as one until the Most High took them down and confounded their language. It says, and live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, because part of it, living deliciously off the blood of the saints, off the blood of Israelites. How do they build this country? It said, woe to them that build a city with blood. They built this city. This is America. This whole America is a city. It's citizenship you have to have. Any state you go, so it's a city. And they built this city on blood, man. It says, for she said in her heart, in her mind, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. And it almost seemed like this dude, when you heard him talk, it almost seemed, you can go back and watch it almost seemed like he was talking to the Israelites, like he was talking to the men on the highways and byways for Yahweh Yahushua. That's the kind of thick line the Most High is wedging in between righteousness and wickedness. You're going to realize that everything that they say and everything that they do is pretty much in opposition to the Most High and His saints and His people that's speaking His word. It's not going to be no blur. Like Most High is getting rid of the blurry lines to let you know how these people think and who these people are for. They're not for God. Now when he did say that God is did this for America, that he you know what, God the Most High blessed Esau through Isaac, of being his Isaac being Esau's father as well as the father of Jacob. He blessed Esau too, but the birthright went to Jacob. But yeah, Esau, he said, the blessing you have is a sword, living by the sword and the fat, and dwelling on the fatness of the earth, man. So yeah, just because you're blessed, and it's and that don't mean you don't have a time that blessing fades away or no more. Or just because you up on a high horse, that don't mean you're not able to get shot down by an arrowman, you know. Most High said he's gonna destroy the horse and his rider. Uh, it says, in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be early. See, it says that she shall be early burnt with fire. Was the old Babylon known as a she? No, this is a representation of prophecy. This is a future prophecy. And it also says the daughter of Babylon. That's America, man. And Babylon means great confusion, the Hebrew word babal. So this is great confusion, man. Even to sweep blood under the rug, you know, and and have the people think that this is a holy place, that God is really for this place to preserve it, to make it flourish enough to where this will be, a paradise and a rulership that will last forever, is bogus, bogus claim, man. It says deliciously with her. It says she shall be early burnt with fire. Those missiles coming over here is prophesied. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, she's going to be judged. And the kings of the earth who had committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. See, and they want to say that Babylon is, I don't know, I think I heard Tel Aviv, something like that, or Rome. I forget what they didn't say many claims. This is the only place that's kind of have a wedge as an independent country away from the Eastern world, to where it sets its independence on high, as if it's a new, like they said, like they plan to do a new world order, like it's, like it doesn't have to have some kind of submission to negotiations among these nations, because everybody sits at the power seat and says, well, like how we gonna divide the pie? Well, America don't want to divide the pie; they want all the pie, and there will never be equality in this matter. So that can never work. That could never work. So there's war. And if you got, let's just say head figures at the table, and each of them have their own country and say, well, we should do it this way. No, I don't think so. We should go this way. We should go the AI economically into this direction. And it's three other parties that are opposed. Then it's not gonna go. It's gonna be war. They're gonna draw back and say, well, you know what? We're gonna have to defend ourselves, and we're gonna have to, you know. But the BRICS are coming together, and they say, well, maybe we could. Maybe America's a problem. America is a problem. Let's, you know, outcast America, and so and then we could control, you know, the whole world as the BRICS. You know, I'm just putting, you know, I'm not saying that was as an exact conversation that they had, but you know, it's obvious that you know eventually everybody's gonna you know come against America, and you can't say oh poor America because what they did, murdered, raped, and robbed, you know, a people of God. They're not they're not nowhere near squeaky clean, man. So that's a factor, and that's the factor to be recognized and acknowledged. So then you say, well, America doesn't deserve to be a superpower, you know, because if you are in that superpower seat to where you have to appease the masses in a way to where you could, you know, you could the land could be, you know, wholesome to where it could function well, you know, uh, and you have to, you know, succumb to some of the things that the citizens need and want, and even, you know, overall to how you could, you know, how you would please or have in your mind that maybe I have to please everybody. Like this is the standard. This is, but people, you know, everybody's not approving of that. It's a problem, man. Like we approve of what the Most High says. We are not arguing with the Most High. We're doing everything the best of our ability. We're not saying, nah, that ain't how it go, Most High. We doing everything, and it said He is one God. So if you got one world order and a one, then everybody has to follow that order. Well, you still got people against abortion. You got people against Moism. You got people against. You got conservative and you got liberal. You got, you know, it's a division still. So nothing's gonna work. You still got people. Well, let's take this. You know, give us this land. Well, nah, we don't. You know, I know you is you know let's let's create a border, and then we could divide the land, and then you get partial of this, and I'll get part of that. But you know they keep pushing it and pushing it to where they bullying people, you know, to not share equally and fairly. Then people are gonna get rubbed the wrong way, and the economy is gonna go down, and the division is gonna be high, and chaos and civil war and all that shit. And I think that was what's going on with Taiwan and all these peninsula island regional lands that that seem to be unoccupied or not controlled, you know, to where they take advantage of, you know, of these lands, you know, buying, selling them into being a sovereign state, but not really, only under the banner of America and their authority, then it becomes a problem because the nation gonna be. I thought you was, you know, we as a sovereign country, and now you're trying to, you know, try to tell us what to do. Everybody wants a likeness of, you know, somewhat like we got our own thing, and you know, we feel good about that. But you know, America's not gonna let that happen because they want to control the whole world. Anyway, spoke too much on that. But hopefully it was edifying. It says, merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn. It says, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Yeah, so you could be great. You could be great for a minute. You could be great for years. And then that 1 hour, your ass is going to be done. That bully always gets, once that bully gets socked in the mouth, now ain't nobody fearing that bully no more. It's just like that Back to the Future thing with Biff and shit. McFly. Soon as McFly socked him in the mouth, he was like, they had him in the future. They had him the Biff serving McFly. Oh, McFly, your book came in. Oh man, it's a good one. Oh yeah, yeah. He washed Marty's car and shit. That's America. Biff is America. McFly is us, so to speak. We hey yeah we the McFly on the black hand side. You know what I'm saying? But we look like the nerdy guy, the unprofessional, the clumsy, the foolish ones, the nerdy ones, and shit. No, what's that other word? The unpopular ones. The overlooked ones. Like, yeah, we fly here. Nah, we're actually the ones that they're gonna be serving. So we don't have to proclaim our authority with money and military might. You gonna see it for yourself, and that's what the Bible says. For no man, okay, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls. Come on, man. They don't like that. What was it? See. For in 1 hour, King James Version. Damn devils, man. But it reiterates that. And so, see the smoke of her burning, 20. Rejoice over wherein and cry when they saw the smoke of her burning. It says, for in 1 hour so great as riches come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the companies and ships and sailors and as many as trade by the sea stood off for it. Don't they have trade wars? Don't they have haven and ships that come in and imported importation with food and all that, and trade. They trade and all that. Hey, China and U.S. got a big trading system. That's why they have such thing as trade wars. And then they have tariffs that they put on these other countries, and so forth, to where it becomes problematic and it's causing the opposition. Wherein we were, it says, weeping and wailing, saying, it says, um, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city when these missiles hit this place? They're going to be like, oh shit, you see, America's going to be broadcast. This is going to be the news of the news. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God had avenged you on her. Yeah, because they troubling the prophets, they troubling the apostles, man. They trying to ban the Bible. They trying to, do things. They trying to make us terrorists. They're gonna get it for that. And the voice of the heart, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And that starts with the word. That starts with the apostles and elders, because everything, like we always say, before any nation be destroyed, Most High, it says, for unrighteous dealings and unrighteous decrees, paraphrasing, one kingdom should be translated to another. So, but what do Most High send before he destroys that place? Prophets. Even Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar what the dream about with Babylon, old Babylon going down. The writing was written on the wall of his son, as he as it was told to his son, because a woman summoned so to speak, Daniel to say this is where holy prophets, uh, who he is of the holy prophets, paraphrasing, and he read the writing on the wall, meaning that Babylon was going to fall. Just now, and just as we write, and scribe is to to write, put into scription, to um, you know to let me get that definition right quick, and then I'm gonna start to close out. Scribe definition: a person who copies or out documents, especially one employed to do this was was before printing was invented. An ancient Jewish record keeper, or later a professional theologian and jurist. Now, I mean, if you want to call us theologians on the righteous side, that's what we are. Theologian means coming from a godly, theo means godlike. So, we have a God message to you where angels in flesh, messengers saying, Babylon, who art thou be destroyed, according to the prophecy, according